Improving yourself is a journey, and it doesn't require big, dramatic changes all at once. It doesn't mean you need to turn your life upside down overnight. The truth is, if you can just improve yourself by 1% every single day, over time, that small effort adds up to something huge. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking consistent small steps that compound and bring you closer to the person you want to become. But how do you make those small changes? Where do you start? And what does it really take to see results in the long run? These are questions that many of us struggle with. We want to improve, but we're not sure where to begin or if the effort is even worth it. The truth is, it's absolutely worth it. The key to success isn't in huge leaps. It's in daily actions. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to make those 1% improvements, step by step. We're going to talk about how to build consistency, how to face challenges head on, how to set goals that keep you moving forward, and much more. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what it means to improve by just 1% each day, and why it's the most effective path to lasting change. So if you're ready to take control of your growth, stop waiting for a dramatic shift and start improving every single day. Stick around. This is the start of something that can change your life. Let's dive in. Number 1, focus on one skill at a time. Let me tell you something. The secret to making big changes in your life isn't doing one huge thing all at once. It's about making small improvements every single day. Just 1%. That's it. If you can get 1% better every day, at the end of a year, you will have completely transformed your life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to focus on doing a little more today than you did yesterday. That's what separates people who succeed from those who don't. Success doesn't happen all at once. It happens one step at a time, one day at a time, and those small steps, they add up. Think about it. If you try to improve everything at once, it's too much. It's overwhelming. You can't focus on everything. So what do? You focus on one thing, just one thing. Pick one area of your life that you want to improve and work on that. It could be your job, your fitness, your relationships, or your attitude. Whatever it is, put all your focus on that one thing. You'll be amazed at how much progress you can make when you just focus on one area at a time. Let me tell you, challenges are not something to run from. Challenges are a part of life. They will come. And when they do, don't avoid them. Embrace them. If you want to grow, you have to face challenges head on. Challenges push you to be better. They force you to get out of your comfort zone. And guess what? That's where the magic happens. If you stay in your comfort zone, you won't grow. Growth comes when you push yourself, when you step up to face life's challenges. Now let's talk about goals. Everyone talks about goals, right? But the truth is, it's not just about setting big long-term goals. It's about setting small daily goals. You see, big goals are important, but they can feel overwhelming. They can seem so far out of reach. But if you break them down into smaller daily goals, you can start achieving them today. And when you hit those small goals, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. That sense of accomplishment will keep you going. You have to be consistent. That's the key. It's not about doing something great one day and then nothing for the rest of the week. It's about doing something every day, every single day, even if it's just a little bit. Consistency is what leads to success. If you're consistent, you'll get results. Simple as that. But here's the thing. You're going to run into obstacles. It's just part of life. Things won't always go your way. You'll face setbacks, and that's okay. The important thing is how you respond. When you face an obstacle, don't let it stop you. Don't let it discourage you. Instead, see it as a chance to learn. Every obstacle is a lesson, and those lessons will make you stronger. So keep going. Don't quit just because something gets tough. The best growth happens when you push through the hard times. Now, when you make progress, don't forget to celebrate those small wins. So often we get caught up in the big picture and forget to appreciate the little steps we've taken. But every little step counts. Celebrate the fact that you're moving forward. Celebrate the fact that you're making progress. These small wins build momentum. They keep you motivated. They remind you that you're on the right track. And here's something that's so important. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. You've got to trust that you can improve. You've got to believe that you can get better. And when you believe in yourself, you'll find the strength to keep going. Even when things get tough, it's all about having that belief. If you don't have it, it's going to be hard to make any real progress. But when you do have it, you'll be unstoppable. One of the best ways to keep improving is to commit to learning something new every day. It doesn't have to be much, just 10 minutes a day. Maybe you read a book, listen to a podcast, or watch a video that teaches you something useful. Little by little, this will add up. The more you learn, the more you'll grow, and that knowledge will make you better at what you do. And don't forget to take care of yourself. Your health is the foundation for everything. If you're not healthy, it's going to be tough to focus on anything else. So take care of your body, exercise, eat right, get enough sleep. When you take care of your health, you'll have more energy, more focus, and more drive to keep moving forward. Lastly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make them. But it's how you handle your mistakes that matters. If you learn from your mistakes, you'll get better. But if you let them discourage you, you'll stay stuck. So every time you make a mistake, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Use it as a stepping stone to improve. Mistakes are part of the journey. They're not the end of the road. They're just a part of the process. If you commit to improving by just 1% every day, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. It doesn't have to be huge changes. It just needs to be consistent. Small improvements, done consistently, will lead you to big results. So today, decide to take that first step. Commit to improving just 1% today, and then do the same tomorrow. Over time, you'll look back and realize how much you've grown, and you'll be proud of the person you've become. So start today. Take that first small step. Focus on one thing. Stay consistent. Face the challenges. Celebrate the wins. Believe in yourself. Keep learning. Take care of your health. Learn from your mistakes. And watch as you transform your life. One small improvement at a time. Number 2, embrace challenges, not comfort. The road to success is not paved with ease and comfort. It's built on challenges. Challenges are what shape us, what push us to grow and improve. It's easy to think that life should be smooth, free of bumps and hardships. But if everything were easy, where would the growth be? We need to understand that growth comes from facing obstacles, stepping out of our comfort zone, and pushing ourselves beyond our limits. Let's think about comfort for a moment. Comfort feels nice, doesn't it? It feels good to relax, to have things go your way, to not have to worry about anything. But here's the problem. Comfort can be dangerous. It can keep you stuck in the same place. When you're comfortable, you're not growing. You're not challenging yourself. You're not becoming better than you were yesterday. And that, my friends, is where you lose. Because life doesn't reward those who stay comfortable. Life rewards those who step up, who push through the tough times, and who are willing to face challenges head on. When you embrace challenges, you embrace growth. Think about any time you've really succeeded in life. Was it easy? Did it happen without struggle? Of course not. Every success you've had required you to face something difficult. You had to put in effort. You had to work hard. And that's exactly how it should be. Success isn't a handout, it's earned through hard work and overcoming challenges. The next time a challenge comes your way, don't shy away from it. Don't try to find the easiest path out. Instead, look at it as an opportunity. Every challenge is a lesson. Every challenge is a chance for you to become better. When you face a challenge, you learn new things about yourself. You learn what you're made of. You find out how strong you really are. And when you push through it, when you overcome it, you come out the other side stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever before. So how do we start embracing challenges? It begins with a shift in mindset. You have to change the way you view difficulties. Instead of seeing them as obstacles to avoid, see them as opportunities to grow. It's all about perspective. When you start seeing challenges as opportunities, they stop being something to fear. They start being something to welcome. When you're faced with a challenge, your first thought should be, how can I grow from this? What can I learn? And when you approach challenges with this mindset, you'll find that they become easier to face. Now let's be real for a second. Challenges aren't easy. They can be uncomfortable. and they can make you doubt yourself. But that's exactly why they're so valuable. If everything were easy, it wouldn't be worth anything. The struggle, the discomfort, is what makes the reward so much sweeter. Think about it. When you work hard for something, when you face obstacles and overcome them, the victory feels so much better. You appreciate it more because you earned it. You didn't get it handed to you. You went through the tough times, and that makes the success all the more meaningful. But I know, sometimes it feels like it would just be easier to stay in your comfort zone. It feels safe there. But let me tell you, nothing happens in the comfort zone. That's where dreams go to die. If you want to make something of yourself, if you want to reach your full potential, you've got to get out of the comfort zone and into the action zone. You've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to be willing to take risks, to fail, to make mistakes. Because all of those things are part of the process. They're part of what makes you better. If you want to grow, you've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And let's be clear, embracing challenges doesn't mean you won't face setbacks. You will. We all do. But setbacks are not failures. They're part of the journey. They're part of the growth process. Every time you fall, you get back up. Every time you fail, you learn something new. The key is to not let those setbacks define you. Let them teach you. Let them shape you into someone who can handle even bigger challenges down the road. Think about someone who has achieved great things in their life. Did they get there by avoiding challenges? No. They got there by embracing every challenge that came their way. They saw challenges as stepping stones, not as roadblocks. And that's what you need to do too. You need to start seeing challenges as stepping stones to your success. When you do that, everything changes. You'll stop avoiding hard things and you'll start running toward them. Let's also talk about failure for a moment. Failure is something that holds a lot of people back. They're afraid to fail, so they avoid challenges. But here's the truth. Failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is your best friend. Every time you fail, you learn, you gain experience, you grow. So if you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of growing. Failure is just feedback. It's not the end of the road, it's a lesson to be learned. Embrace it. Learn from it, and keep moving forward. It's important to understand that embracing challenges doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. You don't have to face everything by yourself. Reach out for help when you need it. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who push you, and who challenge you. But even when you have people supporting you, remember this: the real growth comes from you. It comes from your willingness to step up, to face those challenges, and to keep going when things get tough. As you continue to embrace challenges, you'll start to see changes in yourself. You'll become more resilient. You'll become more confident. You'll become someone who isn't afraid of the tough times, but someone who thrives in them. Challenges will no longer be something to fear. They'll be something you welcome, knowing that each one brings you one step closer to the person you're meant to be. So let me ask you, are you ready to face the challenges in front of you? Are you ready to step out of your comfort zone and into the world of growth and progress? Because if you are, there's nothing that can stop you. You've got everything inside you that you need to succeed. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to embrace the challenges. So go ahead, step up, face those challenges, and watch as you transform into the person you were always meant to be. Number 3, set daily goals. Not just big goals. You've probably heard about setting big goals. And yes, big goals are important. They give you direction, they give you something to aim for, and they help you stay focused. But let me tell you something crucial. Big goals alone are not enough. In fact, if you're only focused on the big picture and not the small, everyday actions that lead you there, you might be setting yourself up for frustration. Let's take a step back and think about it. We all have dreams, right? Dreams about where we want to be in life, the success we want to achieve, the person we want to become. Those dreams are important, but how do we turn those dreams into reality? How do we make them come true? It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by just thinking about it or hoping for it. It happens by setting small daily goals that move you closer to that bigger vision. Think about this. When you break down your big goals into daily tasks, you make them manageable. You don't get overwhelmed by how far you have to go. Instead, you get to focus on the steps that you can take today, this very moment. If you only focus on the big goal, it might feel too far off, too unattainable. But when you focus on the daily goals, you start to see progress. You see that each day is a step closer to where you want to be. Every single day is an opportunity to make progress. If you set a goal for today, no matter how small it may seem, you've moved forward. And here's the beautiful part. Small wins, when added up over time, lead to big results. The power isn't in the big leap. It's in the consistent, steady effort you put in every single day. That's how you make big goals a reality. So let's think about how this works in your life. Maybe you want to lose weight, get fit, start a business, or improve your skills. These are big goals, and they're worth pursuing. But if you only focus on the end result, you're missing out on the power of the small daily actions that get you there. For example, if you want to lose 20 pounds, focusing only on the number at the end of the journey can leave you feeling defeated when you don't see it happening immediately. But if you break that goal down into daily actions like eating healthy meals, exercising, and staying active each day, you start to see progress. And that progress motivates you to keep going. The same goes for your business, your career, or anything else you're working toward. If you focus on the big goal, you might get overwhelmed by how far you have to go. But if you set daily goals, like reaching out to new clients, learning something new each day, or taking small steps forward, you'll see that the journey is not as long as it seems. Little by little, you're moving toward that big goal. The key is consistency. The reason daily goals are so important is because they keep you focused and consistent. It's easy to get distracted by other things. It's easy to fall off track. But if you have a goal for today, you have a reason to stay focused. You have something to measure your progress by, something to hold yourself accountable for. And when you accomplish that small goal, it builds momentum. It gives you a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment, and that feeling propels you forward to do even more the next day. Now here's the thing. Setting daily goals isn't about setting goals that are too easy. It's not about making your goals so simple that they don't challenge you. You want your daily goals to be meaningful. You want them to stretch you, to make you grow, but you don't want them to be so big that they feel impossible. The right daily goal is one that's a little outside your comfort zone, one that challenges you to take action, but isn't so overwhelming that you don't know where to start. It's about progress, not perfection. If you can just get a little bit better every day, just improve a little bit each time, you will be amazed at what you can accomplish in the long run. Small steps lead to big changes, and those small steps are what you need to focus on right now. Take a moment and think about what you want to achieve in your life. Maybe it's financial success, health, personal growth, or any other dream you've been chasing. Whatever it is, break it down. What's one thing you can do today that moves you toward that goal? Maybe it's a phone call, a workout, writing a page of your book, or learning a new skill. Whatever it is, make it a goal for today. This is where many people go wrong. They think they need to have it all figured out. They think they need to do everything at once. But success doesn't work that way. Success is built on small, consistent actions that compound over time. The person who succeeds is the one who shows up every day, who makes progress each day, even if it's just a little bit. And here's something else to consider. If you don't set daily goals, you'll end up drifting through the day, letting the hours slip by without doing anything meaningful. Time is valuable, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. But if you set a daily goal, you give yourself a sense of purpose. You give yourself direction. You start the day knowing exactly what you need to do, and that makes all the difference. When you look back at the end of the day, after you've accomplished your goal, there's a sense of satisfaction that comes with it. You feel good about what you did, and that feeling of accomplishment will push you to keep going the next day. It builds a habit, it builds discipline, and before you know it, those small steps you've been taking every day have added up to something bigger than you could have imagined. So let's recap. The next time you set a big goal, don't just focus on the end result. Break it down into smaller daily actions. Set a goal for today, then set another goal for tomorrow, and the day after that. Make each day count. Little by little, those daily actions will build the momentum you need to reach your big goals. Every small win is a step forward, and every step forward gets you closer to the success you've been working for. And remember, no goal is too small. Every step counts. It's the daily actions, the consistent effort that will carry you to the finish line. Keep setting those daily goals. Keep showing up. keep putting in the work, and keep moving forward. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve when you focus on making progress every single day. Number 4, create a habit of consistency. If you want to make any real progress in life, there's one thing you need to develop: consistency. It's easy to get excited about a new project or goal, but the true measure of success isn't in how well you start. It's in how consistently you keep going. Day after day, you show up, you put in the effort, and you stick to your plan. That's the difference between success and failure. It's not always the most talented, the most skilled, or the smartest who succeed. It's the ones who stay consistent. Let's talk about why consistency matters so much. Think about anything you've ever accomplished. Whether it's learning a new skill, getting in shape, building a business, or even something simple like keeping your house clean. It all comes down to one thing: consistency. It's not about doing something great once in a while. It's about doing it every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up day after day, putting in the effort, and sticking to the plan. When you're consistent, you don't need to rely on motivation all the time. Motivation is great when it's there, but let's be real, it doesn't last. Some days you'll feel pumped and ready to take on the world. Other days you won't feel like doing anything. But consistency doesn't care about how you feel. It's about the commitment to do the work, regardless of the circumstances. Here's a simple example. Imagine you want to get in better shape. You don't need to work out for hours every day. But what if you committed to doing just 20 minutes a day? Even if you're tired, even if life gets busy, you stick to the plan. That's consistency. And over time, those 20-minute workouts add up. You don't have to have the perfect workout or the perfect diet, but if you're consistent with your efforts, you'll see results. Consistency isn't just about doing the same thing every day. It's about making small, incremental improvements over time. It's about learning, growing, and getting better, bit by bit. Think of it like reading a book. You don't have to read 100 pages a day, but if you read just 10 pages a day, over time you'll finish that book. And not only will you finish it, but you'll gain all the knowledge that comes with it. But if you only read one chapter, then stop for weeks or months, you'll never finish. Consistency is the key to making steady progress. Now let's talk about how to develop this habit of consistency. The first step is to get clear on what you want to achieve. You need to know where you're going. What's the big goal? What's the end result that you're working toward? Once you have that in mind, break it down into smaller tasks. What can you do every day to move closer to that goal? Remember, consistency is about small, daily actions that add up over time. Start with something simple. Don't overwhelm yourself with big expectations. If you want to get in shape, commit to a 10-minute workout every day. If you want to start a business, commit to working on it for just 30 minutes a day. Pick something that's manageable, something that doesn't feel too overwhelming. But make sure you do it every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you'd rather take a break. The next step is to make it non-negotiable. Consistency doesn't happen if you treat it as optional. It has to become part of your routine, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or after work. Pick a time each day to focus on your goal. Once you make it a non-negotiable part of your schedule, you won't have to think about it. You just do it. It becomes a habit, and habits are powerful. Think about all the habits you already have. Brushing your teeth, eating meals, checking your phone. Those things are automatic because you've done them every day for so long, and you didn't think twice about them. Now imagine you create the same automatic habits for your goals. You don't have to think about whether or not you'll work out today. You just do it, because it's part of your routine. But let me be clear, consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without adjusting. If something's not working, change it. If your workout routine isn't giving you the results you want, change it. If your business strategy isn't yielding the results you expect, tweak it. But even as you adjust, keep showing up. Keep doing something every day that moves you forward. Keep putting in the work, even if it's not perfect. One of the most powerful things about consistency is the compound effect. This is where small actions build on each other over time. It's not about seeing huge results immediately, but about those tiny steps adding up. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small, but over time, it picks up momentum and becomes something much bigger. That's how consistency works. It's not about the big win today. It's about the small, consistent efforts that lead to big results down the road. Consistency also helps you build discipline. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. And the best way to develop discipline is through small daily actions. The more you show up, the stronger your discipline becomes. It's like building a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it gets. And once you've built that muscle, you'll find it much easier to stay on track and do the work, even when things get tough. But I'm not gonna lie to you. There will be days when it's hard. There will be days when you don't feel like doing the work. There will be days when you want to quit, when you want to throw in the towel. But this is where the real power of consistency lies. On those tough days, it's the habit of consistency that will keep you going. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You just need to show up, even when it's hard. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to say, I don't have enough time, or I'm too tired. But the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they use those 24 hours. Successful people don't wait for motivation to show up. They show up and they get to work. That's the power of consistency. So let me leave you with this. Start small, but stay consistent. Pick one small task you can do every day and commit to doing it. Stick with it, even when it's hard. Celebrate the small wins along the way, but never lose sight of the bigger goal. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. And over time, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Because it's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. And that's where the real magic happens. Number 5, overcome small obstacles. Obstacles are part of life. Every single person, no matter who they are or what they've achieved, has had to deal with obstacles. Some obstacles are big, others are small. But no matter the size, they're all part of the journey. The key to moving forward and improving yourself is how you deal with those obstacles. It's not about avoiding them or wishing they weren't there. It's about learning how to handle them, especially the small ones. Because believe it or not, it's those small obstacles that often make the biggest difference in whether or not you succeed. We all face small obstacles on our way to achieving our goals. It could be as simple as getting distracted when you're supposed to be working, or feeling too tired to follow through with your plan. Maybe it's the feeling of doubt that creeps in when you're trying something new, or the frustration of not seeing immediate results. These obstacles can be annoying, but they're also normal. Everyone faces them, and they don't need to stop you from moving forward. In fact, it's how you deal with these small obstacles that will determine your success in the long run. The first thing to remember is that obstacles are a sign of progress. If you're not encountering any obstacles, it might mean you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. It happens when you're willing to take on challenges and face the discomfort that comes with trying something new. So when you hit a small obstacle, instead of seeing it as something that's getting in your way, see it as a sign that you're moving in the right direction. It means you're challenging yourself, and that's a good thing. Small obstacles don't have to be roadblocks. In fact, they often provide opportunities to learn and grow. Let's say you're working on a big project, and things aren't going the way you expected. Maybe you hit a snag, or maybe things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. It's easy to get frustrated and feel like giving up. But when you look at the situation from a different angle, you might realize that this small obstacle is teaching you something valuable. Maybe it's showing you where you need to improve your strategy, or maybe it's helping you identify a weakness you hadn't noticed before. Either way, these small obstacles can be a valuable learning experience if you approach them the right way. Another important thing to remember is that overcoming small obstacles is about persistence. It's about sticking with it even when things aren't going perfectly. You might not have all the answers right away, and you might not be able to fix everything in one go, but that's okay. What matters is that you keep going. Persistence is key when it comes to overcoming obstacles, big or small. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. But the people who succeed are the ones who don't give up after the first hurdle. They're the ones who keep pushing forward, even when the path gets a little rocky. When you face a small obstacle, take a step back and assess the situation. What's the real issue here? Is it a lack of time, a lack of resources, or maybe a lack of knowledge? Once you understand what the obstacle is, you can figure out how to overcome it. If it's something you can fix right away, then go ahead and fix it. If it's something that will take a little more time, then make a plan to address it. The key is to not let it stop you. Small obstacles are rarely the end of the road. They're just a temporary setback. As long as you stay focused on your goal and keep working towards it, you'll find a way to get past them. One of the best ways to handle small obstacles is to break them down into smaller, more manageable pieces. Sometimes we make problems seem bigger than they really are. We get overwhelmed by the thought of all the things we have to do, and it feels like we'll never get through it. But if you take a step back and break the problem down into smaller steps, you'll realize it's not as big of a deal as you thought. By focusing on one small piece at a time, you can make steady progress and eventually get past the obstacle. And when you overcome a small obstacle, take a moment to celebrate. It doesn't have to be a big celebration, but recognize that you've moved forward. You've learned something. You've proven to yourself that you can handle setbacks and keep going. Every time you overcome an obstacle, no matter how small, you build more confidence in yourself. You prove that you're capable of handling challenges, and that makes it easier to take on the next one. I'll be honest with you, there will be times when these small obstacles start to pile up. It might feel like they're stacking up one after another, and it can start to feel like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of problems. But let me tell you something. When that happens, it's important to remind yourself that this is temporary. These small obstacles are part of the process. They're not the end of the world. They're just little bumps in the road. And the only way to get through them is to keep moving forward. Sometimes it helps to remember why you started in the first place. When you're facing small obstacles and you're feeling discouraged, it's easy to lose sight of your goal. But if you can remind yourself of the bigger picture, why you're working so hard, and what you're trying to achieve, you'll find the motivation to keep going. Obstacles are part of the process, and each time you get past one, you're one step closer to your goal. At the end of the day, it's not about how many obstacles you face. It's about how you respond to them. If you face each challenge with determination and persistence, and if you keep taking small steps forward, you'll eventually get where you want to go. Obstacles, no matter how small, are just part of the journey. And with every obstacle you overcome, you get stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. So next time you face a small obstacle, don't get discouraged. Don't let it stop you. Embrace it. See it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to keep moving forward. Because the truth is, those small obstacles are often the stepping stones to your success. And with each one you overcome, you're one step closer to the life you want to build. Keep going. You've got this. Number 6, celebrate small wins. You're on a journey. Every day you're moving closer to the person you want to become, the goals you want to achieve, and the life you want to live. And on that journey, it's easy to get so caught up in the big picture that you forget to acknowledge the small steps along the way. But those small wins, they matter. In fact, they're often more important than you think. When you start working towards something, whether it's personal growth, career goals, or improving a skill, it can feel overwhelming. The end goal is often far ahead, and sometimes it seems like there's so much more to do before you can truly say you've succeeded. But success doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in the small steps you take each day. It happens in the small wins you experience along the way. And it's crucial to recognize and celebrate those wins, no matter how small they may seem. Let me be clear. Celebrating small wins isn't about being satisfied with mediocrity. It's not about settling for less than you can achieve. What celebrating small wins is really about is acknowledging your progress, no matter how incremental, and giving yourself the recognition you deserve for the work you've put in. It's about building momentum, staying motivated, and continuing on your path. You see, the journey to success isn't always easy, and it doesn't always happen quickly. There are days when you feel like you're giving everything you've got, and still the results aren't showing up as fast as you'd like. But that doesn't mean nothing's happening. In fact, it's those small wins, the little victories, that are adding up and getting you closer to your goal. It's easy to overlook them, but if you take the time to acknowledge them, you'll realize that you're making progress, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Think about it. Let's say you're trying to get fit. Maybe you set a goal to exercise every day for a month. On the first day, you get in a solid workout, but by the end of the week, you're feeling tired and your body is sore. You might look at the scale and not see much of a difference. But hold on. What you may not realize is that you've made a lot of progress already. You've built the habit of showing up. You've taken action. That's a small win. You've shown yourself that you can stick to something, and that is worth celebrating. Now here's the thing. Celebrating those small wins is not about being complacent. It's about rewarding yourself for the effort. It's about recognizing that the work you're doing is moving you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Every small step forward is a step in the right direction, and every small win is proof that you're capable of achieving more. But don't just celebrate the big wins. Sure, it's easy to feel good about yourself when you hit a major milestone. But those big milestones don't happen without the small ones along the way. If you only wait for the big moments to celebrate, you'll miss out on the momentum-building power of recognizing the little victories. Let's talk about what celebrating small wins actually looks like. It doesn't have to be a huge event. It's the small acts of self-recognition that can make all the difference. Maybe it's taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come and giving yourself a pat on the back for the effort you've put in. Or perhaps it's giving yourself a reward, a treat, or something special that reminds you of the progress you've made. Maybe it's sharing your success with a friend or family member so they can see how much effort you've put into your goals. Whatever it looks like for you, the key is to take the time to acknowledge what you've accomplished, no matter how small it may seem. You might be wondering why this is so important. Why bother celebrating small wins at all? Well, here's the thing. When you celebrate small wins, you build a sense of accomplishment. You boost your confidence, and confidence is a powerful thing. The more you recognize your successes, no matter how small, the more you start to believe in yourself. You begin to see that you are capable of achieving great things. You begin to see that your effort matters, and with that belief comes motivation, the fuel you need to keep moving forward. Small wins also help to keep you motivated when the road gets tough. Let's face it, the journey towards any goal can be long, and there will be times when it feels like you're not making any progress. But when you take the time to celebrate your small wins, you remind yourself that you are making progress, even when it feels slow. That's how you keep going when things get tough. You stay motivated by focusing on the small steps you've taken, rather than getting discouraged by the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Here's another important point. Celebrating small wins helps to create a positive feedback loop. When you acknowledge and reward yourself for the work you've done, it reinforces the idea that your efforts matter. This makes you more likely to keep taking action. And the more you take action, the more small wins you'll experience. It's a cycle that builds upon itself and propels you forward. It's also worth noting that celebrating small wins can help you develop a growth mindset. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, you start to see them as opportunities to learn and grow. You begin to see that every step, even the ones that don't go as planned, is part of the process. And as you celebrate the wins along the way, you learn to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. Now, I understand that it can be easy to fall into the trap of thinking that only big wins are worth celebrating. It's easy to dismiss the small steps, to brush them off as insignificant. But the truth is, those small wins are the building blocks of success. They may seem minor in the moment, but over time they add up to something much bigger. And if you don't take the time to celebrate them, you might miss out on the motivation and confidence you need to keep going. So I encourage you to take a moment today and reflect on your own small wins. What have you done lately, no matter how small, that moves you closer to your goal? Have you shown up and done the work? Have you made progress, even if it's just a little bit? Celebrate that. Take a moment to appreciate the effort you've put in. And when you do, you'll feel that spark of motivation to keep going, to keep moving forward, and to keep achieving. The key to success isn't just about the big wins. It's about the small wins too. So celebrate them, recognize them, and remember, every small step you take brings you closer to the life you want to build. Keep going, and never underestimate the power of those small victories. They're the ones that will get you where you want to go. Number 7. Believe in yourself. You've probably heard it a million times, but let me say it again. The most important thing you can do for your success is believe in yourself. It may sound simple, but believe me, it's not always easy, and yet it is absolutely essential. If you want to make progress, if you want to move forward in life, if you want to accomplish your goals and dreams, it all starts with one thing: belief. Now, I know that sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself. You might have doubts, you might have insecurities, you might feel like you're not good enough, or like success is something that happens for other people, but not for you. But let me tell you something. Those thoughts are the exact thing that can keep you stuck in place. If you let those doubts take over, they'll rob you of the very power that you need to move forward. But if you can learn to believe in yourself, you can unlock a power inside of you that can carry you through anything. Let's break this down. Believing in yourself doesn't mean thinking you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you think you've got it all figured out. It doesn't mean that you're never going to face challenges or setbacks. It means you trust yourself enough to know that even when things get tough, you have the ability to figure things out and keep going. It's about having faith in your own strength, your own determination, and your own capacity for growth. It's about understanding that no matter what, you have what it takes to move forward. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for external validation before they believe in themselves. They think, if I can just get someone else to believe in me, then maybe I can believe in myself. But let me tell you something. You cannot wait for others to believe in you before you believe in yourself. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. You have to recognize your own potential, even when others don't see it. The truth is, no one will believe in you more than you believe in yourself. So if you don't believe in you, why should anyone else? I know what you might be thinking, but I don't have the skills yet, or I don't know enough, or I've failed before, so why should I try again? Here's the thing. Believing in yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing that you can grow, that you can learn, and that you can get better every day. You're not going to have all the answers right now, and that's okay. The most successful people aren't the ones who have it all figured out from the start. They're the ones who believe in themselves enough to take action, to learn from their mistakes, and to keep moving forward, no matter how many obstacles they face. The road to success is not a straight line. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, and sometimes it feels like you're not making any progress at all. But the key to moving through those tough times is having belief in yourself. When you have that belief, even when things get hard, you know deep down that you have what it takes to push through. You know that, no matter how tough the road gets, you can handle it. And with that belief, nothing can stop you. When you believe in yourself, you start taking action. You start stepping out of your comfort zone. You start trying new things, even when you're afraid of failing. And it's that action that creates results. The more you believe in yourself, the more you're willing to take risks, to try new things, and to push yourself beyond your limits. And it's through that action that you start to build momentum. And momentum is what will carry you forward. Belief also plays a huge role in how you handle failure. Let's face it, you're going to face failure at some point. It's inevitable. But it's not about whether or not you fail. It's about how you respond to that failure. If you don't believe in yourself, a failure can feel like the end of the road. It can make you question your abilities and your worth. But when you believe in yourself, you see failure as a lesson, as a stepping stone on your journey to success. You understand that failure is not the end. It's just part of the process. And when you believe in yourself, you're not afraid to fail because you know that failure is not permanent. It's temporary, and it's just a part of learning and growing. Belief in yourself also helps you stay focused on your goals. Life can be distracting, and there will always be things that try to pull your attention away from what matters most. But when you believe in yourself, you don't get sidetracked by the noise. You keep your eyes on the prize. You know that your dreams and goals are within reach, and you have the confidence to stay on course, even when the road gets tough. But here's the thing, believing in yourself isn't something that just happens overnight. It's something you have to work on every day. It's about changing the way you think. It's about training your mind to focus on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. It's about speaking to yourself in a positive, encouraging way, rather than putting yourself down. And most importantly, it's about trusting the process. Belief doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean you won't doubt yourself from time to time. But it does mean that no matter what, you will keep going. You will keep learning. You will keep improving. Because you know deep down that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. It all starts with the belief that you can. You may not have it all figured out right now, but you have what it takes. You have the potential. You have the strength. You have the power to become the person you want to be, to achieve the life you want to live, and to overcome whatever challenges come your way. It's all inside of you. All you have to do is believe it. So today, make the choice to believe in yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're capable. Stop looking for external validation. Start trusting your own abilities, your own worth, and your own potential. You've got everything you need to succeed. You just have to believe that you can. And when you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing. Keep growing. Because success starts with you, and it starts with the belief that you can. Number 8. Commit to learning for 10 minutes a day. If you want to grow, improve, and ultimately achieve the things you've always wanted in life, it's important to understand the power of learning. But here's the thing. You don't need to spend hours every day in some classroom or reading every single book out there. You can start with just 10 minutes a day. That's right, just 10 minutes. We often overestimate what we can accomplish in the short term and underestimate what we can achieve over the long term. People tend to think that real progress requires massive amounts of time and effort. But it doesn't have to be that way. What's more important than the amount of time is the consistency. 10 minutes of focused learning every day adds up. It compounds. Over time, that small daily commitment leads to big, lasting results. Think about it. You don't need to dedicate hours a day to reading or studying. You don't need to sit down for hours in front of a computer or a stack of books. All you need is 10 minutes. That's a very small commitment, but it can lead to huge changes in your life. Because when you commit to learning just a little bit every day, you're building a habit, and habits, when done consistently, create results. Let's talk about why this 10-minute habit is so powerful. First, it's easy. It's manageable. It doesn't feel overwhelming. In fact, you can fit in 10 minutes of learning at any point during your day. You can read a chapter of a book while you're having coffee in the morning. You can listen to a podcast or watch a video while you're on your lunch break. You can even pick up a course during your commute. The point is, you don't need to find hours of free time to get started. You just need to dedicate 10 minutes. And if you can make that a daily habit, you're well on your way. Now I want you to understand the power of compounding. The more you learn, the more you grow. But here's the real key. Small, consistent actions add up over time. It's like putting a little bit of money in the bank every single day. It doesn't seem like much at first, but after a month, 6 months, or a year, that small daily deposit adds up to something significant. Your knowledge, your skills, and your understanding will compound in the same way. Over time, those 10-minute sessions will add up to hours of learning and growth. But here's the thing. Learning isn't just about information. It's not just about filling your brain with facts and figures. It's about taking that knowledge and applying it. It's about turning what you learn into something actionable. You can read all the books in the world, watch all the videos, or listen to all the podcasts. But if you don't take action on what you've learned, it doesn't really matter. That's why the key is consistency. It's about making learning part of your daily routine, and then using that knowledge to take action in your life. Another reason this 10-minute commitment is so powerful is that it trains your mind to be a lifelong learner. We tend to get comfortable with what we already know, but if you want to keep growing, you have to continue learning. And the beauty of 10 minutes a day is that it makes learning a regular part of your life. It becomes something you do every day, like brushing your teeth or getting dressed in the morning. You don't even have to think about it, you just do it. In the beginning, 10 minutes may not seem like enough time to really learn something significant. But trust me, it is. If you're consistent, you'll start to notice a shift. You'll see that over time you've gained a lot of knowledge and insights. And it's not just about the facts or the information you learn. It's about how learning impacts your mindset. It opens up your thinking, helps you see things in new ways, and gives you the tools you need to handle life's challenges. That's the real power of learning. And remember, learning isn't just about formal education. It's about feeding your mind with new ideas, new perspectives, and new skills. You can learn from books, podcasts, YouTube videos, online courses, or even conversations with people who have different experiences than you. The key is to make it a habit and to do it consistently. Here's a simple strategy to get started with this 10-minute learning habit. First, pick a topic you're interested in. It could be anything: business, personal development, health, relationships, or even a hobby you've always wanted to explore. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much information at once. Start small. Find a book, article, podcast, or video that speaks to that topic. Then, Commit to dedicating 10 minutes a day to learning about it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to complete a course or read an entire book in one sitting. The point is to keep going and to make it part of your routine. As you keep learning, you'll find that your confidence grows. You'll feel more capable, more knowledgeable, and more empowered to take action. And the best part is, this process never ends. The more you learn, the more you'll want to learn. It becomes a positive cycle that feeds itself. The more you know, the more you can apply to your life. And the more you apply, the more you grow. I know that some of you might be thinking, but I don't have time to learn every day. But here's the truth. We all have 10 minutes. It's all about priorities. You make time for the things that matter most to you. If you truly want to grow, you can make time for 10 minutes of learning. It's not about finding time. It's about creating it. It's about taking control of your life and deciding that learning and growth are important enough to carve out just 10 minutes each day. And let me tell you something, those 10 minutes can make all the difference. Over time, that small commitment will turn into something powerful. It will lead to new opportunities, new skills, and a mindset that is always focused on growth. And when you make learning a priority, it opens the door to endless possibilities. So here's what I want you to do. Start today. Find 10 minutes to dedicate to learning. It doesn't matter if you're reading a chapter of a book, watching a video, or listening to a podcast. Just commit to doing it every day. And over time, you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve with just 10 minutes of learning each day. Your life will begin to change in ways you never imagined. Remember, it's not about how much you do at once. It's about consistency. It's about making learning a part of your daily routine. And if you do that, you'll never stop growing. And that growth, that's where your true power lies. Keep learning, keep growing, and watch your life transform. Number 9, take care of your health every day. Taking care of your health every day. Taking care of your health every day is one of the most important investments you can make in your life. It's not something you should do only when you feel like it, or when you're faced with a health problem. It's something you must commit to. Day in and day out, your health is the foundation of everything you do. Without it, you can't pursue your dreams, build your career, or take care of the people you love. Every day you make choices that either contribute to your health or take away from it. And these choices, no matter how small they seem, add up over time. The good news is that you're in control. You have the power to take care of your body. And when you do, everything else in your life becomes easier. You feel better. You have more energy. And your mind becomes clearer. It's a simple truth. Health is wealth. Without it, nothing else matters as much. Let's start with the basics. Taking care of your health doesn't mean you have to follow a strict diet, run marathons, or hit the gym for hours every day. It's about building simple, everyday habits that keep your body strong and your mind sharp. Start with the basics. Eat nutritious food, move your body, and get enough rest. These 3 things alone can make a huge difference in your life. First, let's talk about food. What you put into your body matters. It's easy to get caught up in eating things that taste good, but don't do anything for your body. Fast food, sugary snacks, and processed foods might give you a quick fix, but they won't give you the lasting energy and health you need. You need to fuel your body with the right kind of food. Food that will give you the energy to be productive, focused, and strong. This doesn't mean you need to cut out all the things you enjoy. It's about balance. If you can focus on eating whole, nutritious foods most of the time, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, you'll notice a difference in how you feel. Your energy levels will improve, your mood will stabilize, and you'll have more focus throughout the day. The goal is not perfection, but consistency. Make it a habit to choose foods that nourish your body and make you feel good. Next, let's talk about movement. It doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do, just move your body every day. It doesn't have to be intense or time-consuming. A brisk walk, a short jog, a few minutes of stretching, or even dancing around your living room can make a huge difference. The key is to move consistently, not just when you feel like it. Your body was designed to move, and when you make movement a daily part of your life, you're not only improving your physical health, but you're also boosting your mental health. Exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that can lift your mood, reduce stress, and make you feel better overall. It doesn't matter if it's just a 10-minute workout or a longer session at the gym. What matters is that you're making the choice to move every day. It's about creating a routine where movement is just as normal as brushing your teeth. The more you move, the better you'll feel, both physically and mentally. And of course, we can't forget about rest. Rest is just as important as food and exercise. It's during rest that your body recovers and repairs itself. If you don't get enough sleep or give yourself time to relax, your body won't function properly. Your mind will feel foggy, your energy will be low, and you won't be able to perform at your best. It's essential to prioritize your sleep. Aim for 7–8 hours a night, and make sure your environment is conducive to good rest. Turn off screens before bed, create a calm atmosphere, and establish a bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to unwind. Rest is the foundation of your health. If you're not getting enough sleep, it's much harder to stay motivated, focus on your goals, or stay productive throughout the day. When you take care of your health, it includes giving your body the rest it needs to recharge. But let's be clear, taking care of your health isn't just about what you put in your body, how much you move, or how well you sleep. It's also about managing stress and taking care of your mental health. Stress is a silent killer. If you're constantly stressed, it can lead to physical problems like headaches, high blood pressure, and heart disease. It can also affect your mood, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. You need to find ways to manage stress, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply, meditate, or simply relax can make a world of difference. It could be as simple as taking a walk in nature, journaling your thoughts, or practicing gratitude. When you take care of your mental health, it supports your physical health. It's all connected. Stress management is an essential part of overall well-being. Taking care of your health every day also means listening to your body. If you're tired, rest. If you're feeling sick, take care of yourself and don't push through it. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Pay attention to the signals your body is giving you. It's easy to overlook our health when we're busy with work, family, or life in general. But your body is your most valuable asset. It's the vehicle that carries you through life. So make it a priority. I know sometimes it can be hard to stick with healthy habits. Life gets busy, and it's easy to let things slide. But here's the thing. Small changes add up over time. It's the consistent effort, the small decisions you make every day that lead to big results. If you can commit to taking care of your health every day, even in small ways, it will pay off in the long run. You'll have more energy, better focus, and a stronger body and mind to tackle the challenges life throws at you. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making consistent, healthy choices each day. It's about building habits that support your long-term well-being. Your health is the foundation of everything you do. Without it, it's hard to pursue your passions, achieve your goals, or take care of the people you love. Start today. Make a commitment to yourself to take care of your health every day. Eat nutritious food, move your body, get enough rest, and manage your stress. Listen to your body and take the time to care for your physical and mental health. When you do this, you'll not only feel better, but you'll be more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Your health is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It's time to invest in it. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Number 10, reflect on your mistakes and learn. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human. It's easy to look back on our errors and failures and wish we had done things differently. But what if I told you that your mistakes could become some of your greatest teachers? What if I told you that the real key to growth, improvement, and success lies in how you handle those mistakes? See, mistakes are not something to be ashamed of. They don't define you. What defines you is what you do after you've made them. Do you sit in regret, letting them hold you back? Or do you rise up, learn, and grow from them? The choice is yours. Reflecting on your mistakes doesn't mean beating yourself up. It doesn't mean spending endless hours dwelling on the past, wishing things had gone differently. Instead, it's about understanding where you went wrong, identifying what you could have done better, and using that information to move forward. When you take the time to truly reflect, You gain insights that help you become wiser and more capable in the future. I've seen it happen time and time again. People who refuse to acknowledge their mistakes never truly grow. They keep making the same errors, never learning from them, and wonder why they keep running into the same obstacles. If you don't take the time to reflect, to learn from your mistakes, you're stuck in a loop, repeating the same cycle over and over. But when you pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Suddenly, your mistakes transform from burdens into opportunities for growth. One of the most powerful things you can do is take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the moment and feel overwhelmed by the mistake. But when you reflect, you give yourself a chance to see things from a new perspective. Ask yourself, what went wrong? Was it a lack of preparation? Did poor communication play a role? Did I fail to follow through? Reflecting on the root cause of the mistake helps you understand the situation more clearly. Now, reflecting doesn't mean obsessing over the mistake. Don't waste time sitting around feeling guilty or defeated. That's not helping anyone. What does help is using the lessons you've learned to make better choices in the future. When you take the time to reflect, you can pinpoint what went wrong, understand why it happened, and create a plan to avoid making the same mistake again. One of the most important things to remember is that mistakes are temporary. They don't define you. They don't mark the end of your journey. Everyone who has ever achieved something significant has made mistakes. It's part of the process. In fact, if you're not making mistakes, chances are you're not taking enough risks or stepping outside your comfort zone. Mistakes are a sign that you're trying, that you're pushing yourself, and that you're growing. So when you reflect on your mistakes, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What could I have done differently? How can I use this lesson to improve and move forward? Answering these questions gives you the opportunity to grow. It turns mistakes from failures into stepping stones, helping you get closer to your goals. Let me give you an example. Think about someone who's starting a business. In the beginning, they're going to make all kinds of mistakes. They might mismanage their money, fail to attract customers, or create a product that doesn't meet the market's needs. They could easily give up and say, this wasn't meant for me, or they could reflect on those mistakes. They could ask themselves, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? They could look for ways to improve, adjust their approach, and keep going. Every mistake they make becomes a lesson. Each one teaches them something new about the business world, about themselves, and about the path ahead. Over time, as they continue to reflect, they get better and better. They refine their approach, adjust their strategies, and grow their business. Mistakes are not the end of the road. In fact, they're often the beginning of something new. It's in the reflection that you find the power to create change. It's through reflection that you become more resilient, resourceful, and better equipped to handle the challenges that lie ahead. Mistakes are an essential part of success. They're not the final destination. They're just the lessons that help you get there. Reflecting on your mistakes doesn't just help you avoid repeating them. It also helps you develop a growth mindset. Instead of thinking failure is final, you begin to see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. You start to realize that every mistake is just a step in the process of becoming the person you need to be in order to reach your goals. Every time you reflect and learn from your mistakes, you become more equipped to handle future challenges. You build confidence because you know that even when you make a mistake, you'll be able to learn from it and improve. And that's what success is about. Progress, growth, and continuous improvement. So don't fear your mistakes. Don't try to avoid them. Embrace them, reflect on them, learn from them, and use them as fuel to move forward. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about getting better every single day. And the key to doing that is reflecting on your mistakes, learning from them, and growing stronger as a result. Mistakes are part of the journey. They don't define you. They guide you toward becoming the person you're meant to be. As we wrap up, remember that the journey to improvement doesn't require grand gestures. It's about the little things. It's about showing up every single day, taking small steps toward your goals, and staying consistent no matter what. By committing to improve just 1% every day, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. It might not feel like much right now, but over time you'll look back and realize how far you've come. So take what you've learned here today and start applying it. Set those small daily goals, embrace challenges, and keep pushing yourself forward. It's all about consistency. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. Now is the time to take action. Start your 1% improvement journey today. Your future self will thank you for it. Keep going and remember the best version of yourself is waiting for you at the end of this road. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more motivational content. Let's keep growing, one small step at a time.